Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Malawian President-elect Peter Mutharika says it's time to rebuild the country and put aside the political differences. Mutharika gave his address in the capital Lilongwe following his dramatic comeback to politics. He defeated the incumbent Lazarus Chakwera. The president-elect has thanked his supporters for working hard and winning the trust of Malawians. To get a sense of where Malawi is heading after the vote, we have Malawian political scientist and governance scholar Wonderful Mkutche, who joins us now for more. A very good evening to you, Wonderful. Thank you for your time. I mean, President-elect Peter Mutharika's comeback victory makes him the oldest serving president in Southern Africa. It's a new era, isn't it? What's your reaction?
Yes, indeed. It was a surprising win by President Peter Mutharika. Surprising because when he was voted out of power, he was only 80 years old, and now he is 85 years old. People think that he is the right person for the job. So we are just expecting to see what he has brought for us this time around.
And I suppose the expectations are high given the current challenges at hand. Talk to us a little bit about that, because we know about the widespread economic discontent.
Yes, indeed. The election has been mostly about the economy. Fuel is not being found in the filling stations. There is inflation, prices of goods going up. Maize cannot be found, even including forex. So, which has affected the lives of most business people. So, what President Peter Mutharika was promising was that when he comes back to office, he's going to correct all those challenges, because during his time, yes, there were challenges, but we didn't have fuel challenges or even forex challenges. So people are trusting him based on that. So the economy has been a major part when it comes to people deciding who to vote for. So he has a big task ahead to prove his words.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we looked at the smooth transfer of power, I mean, what kind of impression did that give? Because we saw President Chakwera urging for calm as he congratulated Mutharika. Surely that must be seen as a sign of democratic maturity.
Yes, that was indeed a good sign of statesmanship. After President Chakwera had seen that he can no longer catch up with the votes of President Mutharika, he conceded defeat. In the history of multi-party democracy in Malawi, this is the second time we have seen a president conceding defeat while votes are being counted. When it comes to democracy, particularly electoral democracy, as Malawi, we are doing good by African standards. We have regular elections, and we have never had much challenges when it comes to our elections. And the President Chakwera has shown a good example of how a sitting president has to act when he has lost the election. And he has also given us a sense of democratic direction. In the future, leaders are also going to use him as an example to say, when you have lost an election, this is how you approach, because the election or even the country is much bigger than your ambitions to continue ruling the country.
Yeah. And how does this elevate the country when it comes to geopolitics regionally? Because we know that Mutharika's campaign tapped into that sense of southern alienation under President Chakwera.
Yes, when it comes to geopolitics, President Peter Mutharika seems to be well placed to place the country in the global world. Yesterday, when he was addressing the country as the president-elect, he indeed touched on that to say we also have to understand the global trends in terms of politics and also the economy, and make sure we have placed ourselves in the way of global development, because as a country we cannot survive by ourselves. That rhetoric is different from what we were hearing from President Chakwera, who seemed to be a bit lost on how he can take the global path of development. But President Peter Mutharika seems to be blunt, or seems to be direct about that. And that speech got applauded from people because it showed that he understood the country's challenges and how he is going to approach them.
And I suppose the timing of that kind of upfront approach is one of importance, because Malawi has been one of the countries hit hardest by US President Donald Trump's administration. Funding cuts, tariff hikes, the stop work orders issued by Washington in January have frozen several of the country's key sectors, including health, education and infrastructure. How important is his leadership under those conditions?
Yes, indeed, we need a leadership that is going to negotiate with the international partners from our challenges based on what you have said. Perhaps we can trust the President Mutharika because he has been in the United States of America for over 40 years. He spent much of his years there. So he claims that he has the connections, he has the people whom we can talk to in order for them to partner with the country. We are indeed going through a lot of challenges, particularly after the coming in of President Donald Trump in America. We are not the only ones affected.
Yes.
Much of the African countries or the developing countries have been affected. So we indeed need to go forward, talk to the global partners, particularly the American government, on how best we can work together. Because for the past 5 years, it seemed like Malawi was isolated. We had no idea of how best we can take our challenges and then involve international partners on how we can work together. So President Mutharika seems to have an idea of how best we can do that.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. That's where we leave this conversation with Malawian political scientist, Wonderful Mkutche.